The same question echoes endlessly, ricocheting off the icy walls surrounding Foxborough as we relentlessly move toward the week of the most important game of the year. The atmosphere is tense, the tension is almost palpable in the frigid New England air, and the heart of Pat's Nation beats frantically as we prepare for the AFC Divisional Round. The matchup is set, the board is in place, and the New England Patriots are ready to face the Texans, but a cruel doubt hangs over Gillette Stadium, silencing conversations around Route 1. Will Christian Gonzalez be on the field this Sunday? It's not just about a player, but the central pillar of our secondary, the man who dictates the rhythm of our elite defense. While the world outside is lost in speculation, we delve deep into concussion protocol to understand if our shutdown corner will get the green light from doctors or if we'll have to seek drastic solutions to keep the dynasty dream alive in these 2026 NFL playoffs. Before we delve into the trenches of this tactical battle and unravel every detail behind the scenes in Foxborough, I need you, blue, red, and silver-blooded fan, to be part of this official call-up. If you don't want to miss any details about the New England Patriots news and want to be with us on the front lines during this journey to the title, subscribe to the channel now, leave your like, and comment below with your prediction. Will Gonzo play or not? Your participation is what keeps the flame of our fandom burning and ensures that the algorithm understands that Pats Nation is the biggest and most vibrant in the world. Don't miss our live coverage on Sunday, where we'll be cheering every yard gained in the divisional round. The reality is stark. The Patriots are in the divisional round, a stage we've dominated for so long and which now demands almost divine perfection. The game against the Houston Texans is scheduled for Sunday, January 18th at 3 p.m. Brasilia time. And the scenario couldn't be more cinematic. We are the favorites. The weight of history is on our side inside Gillette Stadium. But American football is a sport of inches and extreme physical demands. The news from Chad Graff came as a bombshell. Christian Gonzalez left the field against the Chargers last Sunday due to a concussion. It was a hard blow, one of those moments when the entire stadium holds its breath. Gonzalez even tried to stay through a few snaps after the impact, but the medical team, with the surgical precision necessary to protect the athlete's life, intervened and said he needed to leave. This is a stark contrast to what we saw on the other side, with Nico Collins, the Texans' main receiver, who is also in protocol after hitting his head violently on the ground and needing to be carried off on a stretcher. Concussions are treacherous adversaries, varying drastically from athlete to athlete. It's not like an ankle sprain where the player can simply tell the coach they're ready to endure the pain and return to the fray. Here, the Warriors' will is overridden by science. Independent doctors, NFL specialists, and team doctors hold the final decision-making power. Looking at New England's recent history, we see how unpredictable this recovery time is. C.J. Stroud, the quarterback we'll face now, has already missed 3 games for this reason. Jared Wilson, who now wears the Guardian cap for extra protection, was out for 2 weeks. On the other hand, we saw Kayhem Boutte miss only 1 game, and Trayvon Henderson achieved the impressive feat of completing the protocol in just 6 days after a severe impact against the Ravens. The burning question on every corner of Massachusetts is, what will Christian Gonzalez's path be? Coach Mike Vrabel, with the serenity of someone who has lived through 1,000 battles, was emphatic in saying that the process will follow all the necessary steps. He spoke with the athlete, but uncertainty is the only constant. The moment a player is removed from the field by protocol, the clock of science begins to tick. There are 5 fundamental phases that separate the athlete from a triumphant return to the field. The first phase is one of activity limited by symptoms, where silence and rest are the only tools. Gonzo can be in meetings watching game films, but his body must remain in absolute rest. The second phase introduces aerobic exercises, where the heart rate increases again on the treadmill or bicycle, preparing the body for the physical stress without the contact of American football. As we reach the third phase, sport-specific activities begin to emerge. This is the time for non-contact training, where the defender can rehearse his movements, track the ball's trajectory, and get a feel for the grass, but still under constant surveillance. The fourth phase is the true turning point, and all eyes will be on it this Wednesday. If we see Christian Gonzalez on the training field wearing the dreaded but hopeful red non-contact jersey, we'll know he's on the right track. This means he can participate in drills, be close to his teammates, but still protected from any physical impact. It's the antechamber to his return. If he doesn't participate in this training, the chances of seeing him shine on Sunday decrease drastically, making the scenario for the New England defense much more complex and dangerous against Houston's explosive offense. A silent but powerful advantage plays in our favor. The fact that we're playing at home. The Patriots don't have to deal with the exhausting logistics of travel, the altitude changes of a flight, or the discomfort of hotels. All treatment, all rest, and every physical therapy session takes place within our complex in the familiar environment of Foxborough. This allows Gonzalez to maximize every hour of rest, focusing exclusively on his mental and physical recovery. Drake May is already on the field, leading the offense and preparing for the challenge, but the presence of our best cornerback is what ensures that the defensive game plan is not just an attempt at survival, but a strategy of absolute domination. The fifth and final stage of this rigorous process is full clearance for physical contact, the moment when the athlete ceases to be a protected observer and becomes once again the gladiator we know. When Christian Gonzalez is cleared to fully participate in football activities, he will return to doing everything he would normally do in a standard practice without the constraints of injury. Today is Tuesday, and the corridors of Gillette Stadium in Foxborough breathe this atmosphere of anticipation. It's almost certain that players like Drake May are already immersed in tactical studies, visualizing the weaknesses of Houston's defense, but the true barometer for this divisional round will be Wednesday's injury report. Mike Vrabel will take the podium, and the first question, without a doubt, will be about the health of our number 0. If we see Gonzo in that red non-contact jersey in the first practice of the week, the hope of Pat's Nation should soar, as this indicates a clear path to recovery, just as we saw happen with Trayvon Henderson and Jared Wilson. However, if he is listed as a non-participant, the highest alert signal should be triggered, as his absence would transform the game plan into a challenge of gigantic proportions. The truth is, we need Christian Gonzalez on the field all the time, and that's not an exaggeration or hyperbole from a passionate fan. We're talking about one of the best defenders in the entire NFL, a player whose statistics border on perfection. In the last epic matchup against the Chargers, Gonzalez was simply flawless. He was targeted 5 times and allowed exactly 0 receptions, 0 yards, and no touchdowns, also accumulating 2 passes defended. The Patriots' record when he's playing is 14 wins and only 1 loss, a statistic that proves he's not just an elite quarterback, but the strategic heart of our New England defense. Comparing him to other big names in the league like Derek Stingley Jr. is inevitable, but Gonzalez has shown a consistency that puts him on a level of distinction. Without him, the scenario changes drastically, and the divisional round becomes a much steeper mountain to climb, especially considering that the Texans may be without Nico Collins, but still possess dangerous weapons like Christian Kirk and Xavier Hutchinson, who demand impeccable marking. If the worst happens and Gonzalez is ruled out by doctors, we enter a territory of uncertainty that has cost us dearly in the past. What does it mean to play without our CB1? It means a colossal scaling problem. Looking at our current depth chart, we have Carlton Davis on the opposite side and Marcus Jones occupying the slot position, but the secondary depth is where the concern increases. Earlier this week, the New England Patriots made important roster moves, releasing D'Ernest Johnson from the 53-man roster and Sebastian Gutierrez from the practice squad. Information from Mike Rice indicates that Alex Austin may be leaving the injured list to return to the main roster, while Miles Battle should return to the practice squad. We will also have Terrell Jennings qualified to return. But the big question is, can Alex Austin or Charles Woods really fill the void left by Gonzalez? Honest analysis shows us that this would be a gigantic downgrade. Alex Austin and Charles Woods' performance ratings and statistics don't offer the same comfort that Gonzalez's presence provides. Austin, in 12 games played, allowed 10 receptions and has only 1 pass deflection, with an overall rating of 42 points, while Woods, despite a slightly higher rating of 57, is still far from being the definitive solution to stop a high-level offense at a crucial moment like the 2026 NFL playoffs. We can't forget what happened in the first 3 weeks of this season in those painful losses to the Dolphins and Steelers, where Alex Austin had to play in Gonzalez's place. The result was a vulnerability that we don't want to see repeated this Sunday. Without Gonzo, the responsibility on our defensive line and linebackers doubles. We need the pass rush to be relentless against a Texans offensive line that has shown similar weaknesses to the Chargers. In this context of uncertainty, every tactical detail counts, and the projections market also reflects this tension. Analyzing the expected performance for this Sunday, we see that expectations for Ramondre Stevenson remain underestimated, with rushing yardage projections that don't do justice to his fundamental role in the offense. Drake May will also be pushed to his limits, likely needing to throw more passes to compensate for any gaps our defense might present. And on the defensive side, Milton Williams' pressure will be vital. If he can contain Woody Mark's running game and hasten the opposing quarterback's decisions, we can mask the absence of a shutdown corner if Gonzalez isn't cleared. It's a game of chess where the physical health of a single man dictates the rules of engagement for an entire army. The final decision doesn't rest with the player nor with coach Mike Vrabel, but rather with the medical team that prioritizes the neurological integrity of athletes through the NFL concussion protocol. If it depended solely on grit and the desire to win, Gonzalez would never have left the field last Sunday. For now, the only thing he can do is rest, focus on recovery, and hope his body responds positively to the tests on Wednesday and Thursday. As fans, our mission is to send positive vibes and not jinx the outcome. We need our best cornerback to advance to the conference final and keep the Foxborough flame alive. Therefore, I call upon all of you to show your support right now. Let's flood the comments with the number 0, referring to the 0 yards Gonzalez allows his opponents, showing that Pats Nation is united and vigilant. Stay tuned for real-time updates, as we will be following every step of this medical and tactical drama. The path to the title passes through here, through the resilience of our defense and the strength of our sacred temple. Let's go all out, because the Patriots season still has many glorious chapters to be written. Patriots pride, always. New England Patriots, Patriots vs. Texans, Christian Gonzalez, Gonzalez injury, NFL Playoffs 2026, Divisional Round, New England Patriots news, Mike Vrabel, Drake May, Foxborough, Gillette Stadium, Pats Nation, Concussion Protocol, NFL, Alex Austin, Patriots, Ramondre Stevenson, Patriots highlights, NFL Brazil, Patriots tactical analysis, Christian Gonzalez stats, New England defense,